Hello, honorable members of the clan. So, welcome to today's edition. But let's go to the Knockout High Court, where Miss Mshololo, like I said this morning, she came with a lighter as well as a petrol can, a fafaza, and blew this entire thing up into the sky when she basically wanted to touch on the 636 versus 375. And Mr. Gininda, I don't know what exactly he was saying, but you could tell that he was treading on a very careful line here, that how he answers this question does not spark a follow-up and another follow-up and another follow-up. But Mr. Mshololo quickly understood this type of slickness that Gininda is. That is why she just wanted to glaze over this issue, just to kind of like remind him as well that just because we are dealing with this matter doesn't mean that 375 is dead. It's just that the reason why we're not going to talk about it is because of that letter from the DPP that says, well, if this one wraps up on a negative or a positive, that's when a 375 is going to get up. But it was quite interesting to hear that a whole lead investigator was given a team of people to work with. Then they had some kind of disagreement. Instead of the lead investigator going to his own superiors and say, listen, I'm experiencing XYZ with this particular individual or individuals in my investigation team, which I think could jeopardize this entire case. Instead, he's okay with them going their separate ways. What kind of leadership is that? What kind of operation that is being run at the SAPS, where people can do as they please? And then it was also quite interesting to hear about the fourth statement. Like, why would Warrant Officer Makubo and Buthelezi accuse Gininda of removing a statement? Because clearly when they realized that that statement is missing of Mr. Klope, who actually said, I was given a call by Tumelo Madlala basically announcing the passing of their loved one accidentally taken in the hands of Longo Twala, allegedly. And that statement was pulled out. Now the question is, how was it slid back in? Because of course, Makubo and them could not have seen that this particular statement allegedly has been slid back onto the docket, because he's adamant that it's always been there. But why would two people, four brains, would be saying the same thing? So clearly there is something there. And then he was not quite sure how far or what does Miss Mshololo knows about this. But my question is, what did you do? Why didn't you lay a disciplinary complaint against Makubo and Buthelezi for being insubordinate? Not only to Gininda, but probably to the National Commissioner. And why did the National Commissioner did not say anything about Makubo and Buthelezi no longer part of the investigation, whether they are a part or a subsidiary or whatever the explanation might be? At the end of the day, we are investigating an unaliving of Senzo Meyiwa. It makes no sense to me. And then you get two different dockets. And then you're like, let's go with the one that has a narrative that would actually get us innocent people on the streets. And then we just smear it on them and close the thing. Then come Kororo, they're like, yes, we will cover this by the time this thing is gone. They did not count on Tefu. Advocate Tefu, I believe, is the guy that blew this case out of the water and turned it on its head. Hey, it was quite interesting, I must say. It was a very, very interesting to see. And I also enjoyed the challenge that Ms. Mshololo gave to Gininda, who is very selective, by the way. And I thought this is good. That go and do inspection in loco on that picture, because you have it. Go to George Koch, find if there is such a wall or a spot where they took that picture. Secondly, then you go to Basotho Hostel and find if there is a similar wall or a spot of that nature there. And don't go there paying people and say paint here, paint there, and make it look as though, no. Because by now we can already see what we are dealing with, in my opinion. So please go check. And then I saw Judge Rata jumping and basically cautioning Ms. Mshololo as if he believes that they are lying, or her client is lying to her. And that if Gininda does indeed go and do an inspection in loco, and then indeed it turns out that it was a lie, do you realize, basically this is the judge, do you realize that even if there is an acquittal or insufficient evidence against accused number 5, but gets convicted because inspection in loco, you challenge the investigator to go and check. And now the investigator comes back and says, well, it's the other way around. Now that convicts accused number 5. I don't think accused number 5 would... I don't think he would care. I mean, he's serving 6 life sentences at the end of the day. But imagine still be serving another life sentence for a crime you did not commit, simply because your lawyer was a risk taker. And I was like, Ms. Mshololo, take the risk. I kept saying, take the risk. We are dealing here with a pathological liar. The story, somebody asked, where does the Intruder story comes from? I sincerely believe it is inspired by the Oscar Pistorius unalive trial. Remember, both happened in 2014, right? Is it 2014? Both? Yeah, one happened in February, Valentine's Day, and then the other one happened in October of 2014. Then the trial began, and this is when we heard about the intruders, and they're like, let's steal a leaf out of this story. And that's how the Intruder story, I believe, came about. Guys, I have done 5 scenarios, and one of these scenarios possibly could be the truth. If you want me to repeat these 5 scenarios, I don't mind. I will have a video for individual of these 5 scenarios as to what I think happened on the 26th of October 2014. Please comment down below if you haven't seen those videos. I don't mind repeating them. And one of them is a possible... I was probably 2% different, or maybe 2% difference, or a certain detail made it just slightly, but everything is accurate. Everything else may be accurate, not accurate, may be accurate. So please let me know, and then we'll deal with that over the weekend. My 5 scenarios of what I think happened on the night Senzo Mayo was unalived. And that, guys, I super thank you for your support. You have no idea. And when I say I love y'all, I feel it in the depth of my soul, my heart, and my entire being. You are an awesome human being. And may God abundantly bless you guys. Honestly speaking, whatever you may be going through, it will pass too. Just know that. I think I did speak to you guys about my definition of faith. That you believe in something and you put it out there and you forget about it. Because one day it's going to come true. All right? And this is what I want for you. This is my faith for you guys. Is abundance of happiness, joy, and success. Because you are such wonderful, amazing human beings. And I've had a great year with you. I know I sound like I'm closing off 2024. No, I'm not. It's the gratitude. Like I said, we know when you are ill and you are lying in bed, there's a lot of stuff goes across your mind. I'm not a person that gets sick. I don't know how to take my medication. I had to remind myself literally now to take my medication. I forget because I'm not used, and I'm sure many people also are in the same position as I am, not good with taking medication. But when that time you are lying in bed, you think a lot of things, and one of those things is you guys. And I've never met many of you. I meet some of y'all at the mall. I met a few people when I was when I was in Woolworths not so long ago. Thank you when you guys come up to me and talk to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love that. I love that. I love that very, very much. Other than that, guys, let me talk too much because I think the medication as well is starting to kick in. I just drank it about 14 minutes ago. Before it kicks in, let's end it here. We'll talk a bit later. Please don't leave the video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and coming with your two IQs together, rub them together, and express your own opinion. And if you love this family, you are going to click the bell notification in anticipation of new videos. And I love y'all. Bye. Y'all are funny.